All right, welcome everybody to a special edition. That is right. We are live on Wednesday evening because we have some friends that need your help. They need your help in a big way. These are friends of our community, people that have reached out to me. So tonight I'm reading a few messages I received from our offsite colleagues, one of which is in the heart of the battle right now. And we've been going back and forth in Kyiv City, Ukraine. Michael Doroshenko, CEO, Dervus Modular Workspace, and also along with a good friend of mine, Krzysztof, CEO, founder of Modular Structural Solutions, as well as IQ Modular, located in Gdanska, Poland. This is serious stuff, everybody, and I'd be besides myself if we didn't make an effort to do this. We have been working hard for the last 24 hours or so. We have put together a nonprofit with Operation Triage, as well as a nonprofit overseas. That is right. So we can make this happen fast, and we have boots on the ground. So let me read the letter that I received, LinkedIn message. And this is why we do what we do in our community. This is from Michael Doroshenko, Dervus Modular Workspace. He wrote, a little bit of back and forth. He said, Dave, with much gratitude in my heart, the situation has greatly united our people. I see completely different people. My business partner immediately signed up for the territorial defense. Today, he was sent to a hotspot. I pray for him. My brother is now helping doctors with the wounded. My cousin is working with her team, working in volunteer IT troops. My neighbors are preparing a Molotov mixture and collecting anti tank hedgehogs. I personally have the job to solve the problem of getting body armor. Everyone in our country is voluntarily joining in this war against. We cannot leave unpunished the murder of our people, the seizure of our land, and the lies of our neighbor. Now is our finest hour, and we are the actors of this performance, although there is no script. Imagine. Dervus Modular, he was coming on the show. A little busy right now. He can't do it. We need to help these folks out, and we put up a process in which we can do this in our community. Some of you probably know Krzysztof, CEO, architect, founder of Modular Structure Solutions, as well as IQ Module. Krzysztof has been World of Modular several times. He came to our personal event, and he's working with several of you out there to find out how we can really have a global presence in what we do. Krzysztof wrote me back, and we're working with him to this day. Well, the situation is awful over in Ukraine. We try to help, but there is not much we can do. We have Ukrainian employees and companies, and we try to support them and also let their families come here, and we take care of them if needed. Poland is a strong military force, and having NATO bases in land, we are somewhat safe. We are figuring out the way to help Ukraine, but as they are not a NATO or EU, it is hard to do. We also don't want Russian aggression being directed to EU countries. We have a hard time as the war is on our country's borders. That's 21st century. Can you believe that? Question mark. I have spoken with the mayor of Sopot and Miss Mayor of Gdansk. There is huge need for help in Ukraine and Ukrainian people in Poland. There is 100,000 people crossing into Poland every day, and 1/4 is traveling to our area in Gdansk. We would be very happy and proud to have you and the other people and the companies you know to help gather funds for our neighbors and friends of Ukraine. The first step is to help one of our cities invaded by Putin near Odessa. It's a city we are about to help buying medicine and food. Shops are almost empty. There is no possibility to supply markets and or pharmacy. There is about 30,000 people in need, and over 200,000 a day is needed to support them just in this town. The second step is to support people coming to Gdansk, I hope I say that right, and will cover rent for over 200 rooms and apartments for Ukrainian families as long as they need to stay and be safe here. We assume it may be 2 to 3 months or longer. We will also provide jobs for all of them in every specialization. It is very hard to get help, but with you, we hope we can get big companies and people from the United States to assist. You always help the democratic world, and I believe we may gather enough help for Ukrainians to survive, families to stay safe in Poland. Now, I want everybody to understand krzysztof is personally with his company and his partners doing a lot of work and working with the local mayors. We have avenues set up for us to all help. And with me tonight are the good people of Operation Triage. That's right. We have Matt Belcher and Daniel Vargas going to join us in just a moment. And we're going to talk about how this works and how you out there can help us help them. This is no joke. We truly want to help the people that help us. Our community is amazing. And this is why we're doing what we do. And this is why I'm live tonight. And you'll probably see me live over the next few days, sharing their stories as well. All right, let's bring them on. We got Matt Belcher and Daniel Vargas. Let me get you guys on equal playing field here with me. How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Fantastic.
Man, has it been a whirlwind of a few days for us, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. It really is amazing I met Chris at the event in California in January.
Yeah.
And this was nowhere in anybody's mind, all of us in the industry. And here we are. It's one of those things where, it was just we call it a God thing. We were brought together so we could meet each other. And here we are in a time of need. So, we're just in a position to help. So we're fortunate to be there.
We are fortunate to be there. And I know it's late for some of you. We are going to put all the information in the links. So if you got to go and you can't watch the whole thing, please know there will be links here. Operation Triage. We have been working together. I know others, Jim Gabriel, Mod Logic, and so many others in our industry work with you guys. We have this set up. And when I say we, you guys have this set up. 100% of everything we do is going to go to the Ukrainians that need the help. And we have a way to make it happen. We have a way to track it. We're even working with the governors and mayors of these cities over in Poland who have the ability to get this where it needs to go. And if need be, I said, and Matt, you said you'd come as well. I will go over there and personally make sure that it gets to where it needs to go, because I would love to see some of those bad people. Anywho, that's my personal take being a veteran. Guys, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we have in place and how we're going to make this go? Daniel, why don't you start?
Well, because of you and Matt, you and Matt kicked this off, and Matt approached me after speaking to you and the emails that you had gotten. And we did some checking, and we're a statewide, state-based nonprofit. So we had to find a team partner that we could donate the funds to, or cut them a grant check. And then they can send the money and use the money overseas. So we were able to do that through your contacts. And we worked it out and got it set up officially that we can accept donations. And then we're going to send those funds to the nonprofit that we're teaming up with. And the need is, it's humanitarian needs. It's number one is medicine, food, clothing, what the refugees, the Ukrainian people are suffering and going across the border, and things that they need right away, and they can't wait. We can't wait for the government to always do things and get there fast. Okay. And then the second thing we're trying to do is help also raise body armor and helmets to provide to those that are the resistance fighters and the ones that are standing their ground against this oppression. This is an unjust war. We need to stand up, and if we're truly the beacon of freedom, we need to put our best foot forward and get this done.
Yeah, we really do. Hey, listen, VBC's new company, Polcom's right in the middle of all of this as well. Yeah. This hits close to home for all of us and all the people that work in our industry. And you're absolutely right. We need 15,000. That's right. 15,000 pieces of body armor. So far, I have been able to source 8,000 pieces of full kits. That would be vest and Kevlar. And guess what? It's not necessarily for military. It's for the civilians that don't have it, that are fighting back and trying to save their homeland, save their families. That's one part of it, right? And that's a tall order, because unfortunately in the time of war, this is when bullets and body armor make their money. So there is not much of a donation that happens on this front. So we are raising money for that. And we're also raising money, like Daniel was saying, like they need food, they need shelter, they need medicine. All of the families that have left Ukraine to go to Poland, as Matt said earlier, they have one suitcase for all of them. and that's what they're trying to survive. And then where do they stay? And our good friend Krzysztof over there with IQ Module, they're putting them up. They have a lot of businesses, so they had a lot of factories. They're doing amazing stuff. So we have boots on the ground there that are going to help us. So Daniel, I mean, it's amazing. One, it's amazing what you do every day anyhow, man. You guys give so much, you and Matt. And the fact that when I reached out to you, and, you know, we've been working on some other things together, it wasn't even a skip of a heartbeat, man. It was like, yeah, let's do it. So,
you know, Matt leads by example, and I just follow his lead. You know, Matt came to me with it and said what you wanted to do, and I was like, I'm not going to say no to you, big sexy. So let's run.
That's right. That's right. Well, there's no saying no to Matt. I mean, Matt is just reaches out to everybody. But if you guys can, if you're watching this, please like and share this. Share it within your community, your friends. This is real stuff. Everybody's watching the news. And we were all trying to figure out how to help. And we took it amongst ourselves when I started seeing, you know, these requests, you know, coming to Dave Cooper Live, which I'm even humbled to be in this position to receive it. But at the same time, I panicked. I'm like, oh my God, I pretty much dropped everything I've been doing other than my scheduled show and been working on this with you guys. And I think we have a way forward that is just, I mean, I think it's the perfect way forward. We got a route all the way to the cities in Ukraine figured out. We know where the logistics are. We know where the supplies are going. We know the people on the other end. This has all been vetted. You know, go ahead, Matt, and give us your 2 cents.
Well, you know, you're exactly right. You know, one of the things that we worry about, as you mentioned earlier, you know, Dan and I are in this because of the end result. We take nothing out of it. There's no salaries, no employees. Our families are all volunteers. We get great help from Dave Cooper and Jen Cooper and people like that. Our industry is the most giving industry there is in housing, building, offsite construction, especially. And so, you know, we just wanted to make sure there was a clear path with the fewest touches, you know, from a donation, getting materials and medicine and food and clothing, get it to the end result. The fewer touches, the lesser chance of something going wrong. And, you know, we've got a well-established chain thanks to our partners overseas. And, you know, the need, everybody has seen photos of people getting out of Ukraine, and then the husbands returning back to Ukraine, leaving the families behind. And it's tough stuff, but you can't stress enough how immediate the need is.
That's right.
We've got a link up there to be able to donate. We're a 501c3 organization. Our CPA handles the cash. We just facilitate is what we do.
Yeah, and I'm putting some links in right now if you want to download our press release that just went out tonight. And we're going to keep pushing this out as well. In fact, I'm going to go into the LinkedIn stream now and make sure we get it out there. Anything that you friends of ours, I should say, can do to help spread the word and get the message out. I think it would be absolutely amazing. Zenon, thank you so much. It's funny. I just went here and I'm already looking. People are already sharing this, guys. This is how big it is. And I'm super excited to know all of these people and have all these people that have been on our show. And you know, we got to help, man. Listen, Michael and Krzysztof, we call him Chris because his name's hard for us Americans to pronounce. These are good people, you know, and they're friends and families. I mean, we're all facing, you know, this at our doorstep if it doesn't stop. I mean, it's a dangerous place we're in.
And the thing we got to remember is
most everybody wants to help. So here's the vehicle. And again, it's not you know, we don't take percentages off to manage things. We just manage. And you know, in large donations, small donations, whatever it takes to make it happen is what we'll do. So
well, and that's exactly it. And that's how we always operate. It's always no matter what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. So it ought to be, you know, an amazing opportunity for us to pull all of this together.
You know, and the amazing thing about this is what the Ukrainian people are standing up for is what a lot of us take for granted is the freedom of choice, the freedom to govern themselves, the freedom to have open elections, the freedom to say what they want without retribution. I mean, even the people in Moscow are standing up and are being throttled by their own government for speaking out. So
right,
we need to help these folks. They're fighting for what we take for granted every day.
Yeah.
So let's help them. Let's give them what we have.
Well said. Well said. I think Dave had a technical difficulty. That's what kept us from getting on the air a little quicker. He was trying to get dialed in. So we'll carry it from here. We're good.
But yeah, like Matt was saying, 100% of your donation goes straight to the folks in Ukraine. We have no overhead. You know, we're all volunteers. We have 6 main volunteers. Our CPA is a volunteer. 100% of what you donate will go straight to what is needed there in the country. So please get the word out.
And, you know, some of the relationship, you know, Krzysztof, we talk about, who's in Gdansk, Poland. He is close with the mayor in Poland, but in Gdansk, but also the mayor in Warsaw. So, you know, they have what I forgot what they call it, Dave, a green corridor to get these materials into Ukraine. I know, you know, I've got a TV in my office, so I keep checking on updates. I know Kyiv is under siege right now, and you know, some of the surrounding area, and that's where you know, we unfortunately we now know personally people on the ground that are in harm's way, forward deployed right now. So you know, they need the Kevlar, the body armor, and all that.
yeah, they really do need the Kevlar and the body armor. You know, I mean, the college students are even making Molotov cocktails. You know, this is the real deal. So, you know, we're going to keep bringing you news. And yeah, you know, when I was posting on LinkedIn and others, you know, I hit the wrong button, but this is kind of a special, you know, a special show for us. And we're going to keep driving this forward. We're going to have some videos and some other folks from around the world, some that are in the Ukraine, sharing what's happening in their story. But you have our word that we're going to do the right thing here. And if you can help us help them, and I see a bunch of you out there, I'm going to give a couple call outs. I saw Roger Krulak and so many others. Let me go over here and just pull that up. I think this is what's so amazing about our industry and the people in it. And it's just, they want to help, and we're going to keep driving it. So you're going to get tired of Dave Cooper Live over the next couple weeks. I can tell you, because we're going to be pushing this hard. And as I get these messages from people that are in these areas, I'm going to share them with you, because, you know, it brings me to tears. Even when I was reading that one, I have a hard time not tearing up on it.
Well, and we'll keep sharing the donations, what we're getting, where they're going, where the materials, you know, what's being purchased, where that's going. So, you know, you all are a part of this process. So we'll, you know, keep you informed and help us spread the word. The link to donate is directly to Operation Triage. Is there, and also the press release is there. Please take both of those and help us out. The more circles we can grow, the better off. And it's all for them.
Yeah, it is all for them. And I'm going to actually share the page here. If you do go to Operation Triage, you can see it right here. I have it up on the screen on their homepage. Just scroll down. You'll see it right about here. Support Operation Triage. There it is, front and center. You just click that donate button. It's going to take you right to the donate pay, the PayPal area. And again, you know, this is a donation. It's a charitable thing. So we appreciate everybody and all the support that you guys can give us out there. So, all right.
Well, Dave, I just want to say one thing. I read a quote today, and it reminded me of you. And it said, everything seems impossible until someone does it, and you're doing it.
Yeah, amen.
You want to kick this can to us, and so we're honored to be with you and supporting these great people, and hopefully we can make a huge difference.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I was telling you, Matt, my daughter, I got you know, the call, and they said, hey, we need about 15,000 of these flak vests and helmets, and I said 15,000, and you know, and I was talking, and my daughter looks at me, she goes, that's impossible. How are you going to do it? I said, nothing's impossible. It's only impossible if you don't pick up the phone and start calling.
Yeah. Right
and
on.
It's been amazing. We've only found 8,000 so far, but there's quite a bit of a need for them at the moment. But we're going to get them, and we're going to do the right thing. And Daniel and Matt, we're gonna knock this out of the park. Not only with what we're doing in Ukraine, but Operation Triage, helping our first responders, helping our veterans. This is why we help them.
Exactly. This is frontline stuff, and it's not a challenge, it's not a mission, it's a calling. And
that's right.
We're just responding.
And what's going on is affecting a lot of our veterans. A lot of veterans were in the Cold War, and
right.
See what's going on now, the unjust, and this is an unjust war, and they want to go back. I mean, we hear from a lot of Afghanistan, even Vietnam veterans, saying that they want to go. Yeah. They want to go over there and smack the bear.
Well, hey, listen, go ahead, Matt.
One of our partners, Sergeant Randy Hargis, two-time Purple Heart recipient. He got blown up twice. He can't wait to get over there. So it's just.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're gonna keep driving this home. So everybody, the links are there. We'll add some more links. We're gonna reshare this post and put it out there to everybody. So if you can find a way. Every penny counts, and I mean pennies count. Yes. So anything that you can do would mean the world to us. It'd mean the world to Michael and Krzysztof. These are people within our community. So thank you for tuning in on this special edition tonight. We really appreciate each and every one of you out there.
Amen.
So hey,
thanks,
so
Dave.
Jen was saying I may want to reread some of those messages for people joining late. What do you guys think? Should we reread some of the messages I was receiving?
Yeah. And then eventually, hopefully, we'll get them on.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? We got to get them on. It's not a hopeful. We got to find a way to do it, right? So, all right, give me 1 second here and let me pull it up. So the first message I received, and I'll read it again. This is from a friend, Michael Doroshenko from Dervus Modular Workspace. He writes, and again, I repeat, with much gratitude in my heart, the situation has greatly united our people. I see completely different people. My business partner immediately signed up for the territorial defense. Today, he was sent to a hotspot. I pray for him. My brother is now helping doctors with the wounded. My cousin is working with her team, working in volunteer IT troops. My neighbors are preparing a Molotov mixture and collecting anti-tank hedgehogs. I have to solve the problem of getting body armor to protect us. Everyone in our country is voluntarily joining in this war against. We cannot leave unpunished the murder of our people, the seizure of our land, and the lies of our neighbor. Now is our finest hour, and we are the actors of this performance, although there is no script. And I don't like the idea of being part of something with no ending, and it's not a good place to be. Then we got a follow up from Krzysztof Droszcz, CEO, Modular Structure Solutions, IQ Modular. So he said, Dave, while the situation is awful over in Ukraine, we try to help, but there is not much we can do. We have Ukrainian employees in our companies, and we try to support them and also let their families come here, and we take care of them if needed. Poland is strong military force, and having NATO bases inland, we are safer here. We are figuring out the way to help Ukraine, but as they are not NATO nor EU, it is hard to do so. We also don't want Russia aggression being directed to EU countries. We have a hard time as the war is on our country's borders. That's 21st century. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I have spoken with the mayor of Sopot and Miss Mayor of Gdansk. There is a huge need for help, Ukraine, and for the Ukrainian people in Poland. There is 100,000 people crossing into Poland every day, and 1/4 is traveling to our area in Gdansk. We would be very happy and proud to have you and people companies to help gather funds for our neighbors and our friends of Ukraine. The first step is to help one of the cities invaded by Putin near Odessa. It's a city we're about to help by buying medicine and food. Shops are almost empty. There is no possibility to supply markets and pharmacies. There is about 30,000 people in need and over $200,000 a day to support them in just this one town. The second step is to support people coming to Gdansk and we will cover rent for over 200 rooms. That's right. They're going to cover the rent for 200 rooms and apartments for the Ukrainian families as long as they need a safe place to stay. We assume it may be 2 to 3 months, maybe longer. We also will provide jobs for all of them in every specialization that we can. It's very hard to get help, but we know with you, we can get companies and people from the U.S. to assist. You always help the democratic world, and I believe we may gather enough help for Ukrainians to survive, families to stay safe in Poland. So, I mean, that's just powerful, you know, and then, of course, obviously there's a whole lot in between, after and before those original messages. But, you know, I just hope we keep hearing from them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
we're praying for them for sure, but they need more than prayer. They need help immediately. Get them through this.
Yeah.
And
They
they're
do.
inspirational. Hey, you know, everybody knows what an inspiration. If you can't support a team like this, who are you going to support? Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You know, and there's people getting ready to donate. They're going to start sending in money.
Yeah.
Listen, we appreciate each and every one of you, honestly, out there. I can't tell you how heartfelt I am. And Dan, I know why you do what you do. And Matt, you do what you do. I have never thought that I'd be in a position for somebody to reach out to me in that type of, you know, position, to reach me and would consider asking me for help. I never, you know, I just doing my thing, man, just trying to connect people. And it's a powerful thing when somebody like that does that. And I'm just happy to be in a position to do it. It's pretty cool stuff.
Amen. It's a calling. And thanks for calling us in.
Hey, listen, I only go to the best, you know, I only go to the best.
They didn't answer, so you called us.
Well, you know what? And I support those that support us, you know, and that's how it works, man. I got your 6, and I know you guys have my 6, and we're going to do the right thing. All right. Listen, everybody, you know, please click on those links. Go there. If you're watching this live, thank you so much for taking time out of your evening. If you're watching the replay of this, you know, feel free to reach out to any one of us at any time. Yeah. We are more than happy to help you. So, and make connections. But right now we could use your help, and our friends in Ukraine and Poland can use your help. I'm Dave Cooper, and we got Matt Belcher and Daniel Vargas from Operation Triage. So guys, thanks so much for everything. I appreciate
God
you.
bless everyone.
Yeah, God bless everybody, especially everybody in Ukraine.
Yep. All right. Don't go anywhere. You stay right there, and I'll come right back to you after the outro, gentlemen.
Right on.